And welcome back to the Bobby and Beardy Show. I'm Bobby, and I'm joined as ever by my faithful podcast companion and co-host, Beardy. You can use time codes below to skip to sections, jump to spoilers, so straight to spoilers if that's your jam. And also, haven't plugged in a little while, we're on Spotify as well, so if you want to listen to us on your commute to work or at the gym or whatever, you can listen instead of watching, or do both at the same time. Links are below. It's on all up to you. Yeah, just loop while you're asleep. Absolutely. All day, every day. Today we will be discussing the movie The Fall Guy, but firstly, McBiddy, how the devil are you, sir?
Well, you've heard my little rant before we started. I've had a day. I'm tired. I'm hot. A hoodie is not the right decision, but it's the first thing I found when I got home, so this is what I'm wearing.
He's been nude all day. That's one of his problems.
I have. Yeah, to be fair, no, I was wearing the hoodie, just nothing on the lower half.
You're doing a regular Winnie the Pooh. I'm not happy about that.
Other than today, no, pretty good. Other half's birthday on Monday, on bank holiday, which was nicely timed. Full day of activities and shopping and food. I am much fatter than I used to be. And I'm okay with it. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. I mean, I had a day of work as well, but I won't go into it. I've been on holiday. I had a nice long bank holiday weekend. I went on holiday on Thursday and came back on the Monday. Went camping in Cromer. Love a bit of camping. I find it a real mental reset. And I went on some steam trains in Sheringham. We did loads of walking, ate loads of crab, and just had a generally good time. We got there and looked at the weather forecast and went, oh no, it's going to rain all weekend. And then it only really rained Saturday morning, like up until like 10 o'clock. So
that's nice.
Pretty good stuff. I now need to book more holidays because I've got nothing to look forward to.
There's nothing to look forward to without holidays.
No, actually, that's not true. I do have something to look forward to. My bathroom's getting done in June, and I'm going to have a working shower again. Listen, I've discovered I like a bath, but I want my shower back.
Yeah, no. Having a bath is nice when it's a choice, not when it's a forced.
When you have the time, yes.
Yes.
Right, let's crack on with the show. We're going to talk about The Fall Guy, like I say. Here's the rundown. The Fall Guy is a 2024, obviously, that's the year we're in now, action comedy film directed by David Leitch, who directed Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw, Nobody, Bullet Train, and also co-directed but wasn't credited for the original John Wick. That's a run of films and a half.
That's a hell of a list.
I mean, it's got Hobbs and Shaw in there as well, but the rest of those are really quite good. Hobbs and Shaw is fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's one of the better of the new franchise.
Yeah, Nobody's fantastic. Bullet Train, I don't feel like enough people saw. I found that quite a fun Brad Pitt film.
It was great.
Deadpool 2. Atomic Blonde's fantastic as well. And the first John Wick, before they went mad with law and just shenanigans, is really, really good. Just what I list his films there. It's written by Drew Pearce, who co-wrote Iron Man 3 and Hobbs and Shaw, and also is credited for writing the story for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. So, there's some big stuff in the back there. The show is loosely based on the 1980s TV show I'd never heard of, in which Lee Majors played Colt Seavers, a Hollywood stuntman who moonlights as a bounty hunter. In this film, it stars Ryan Gosling as stuntman Colt Seavers, Emily Blunt as Jodie Mourinho, his ex-girlfriend, who's making her directorial debut, and also stars Aaron Taylor-Johnson as Tom Ryder, big shot movie star, and as well as Hannah Waddingham, Teresa Palmer, Stephanie Hsu, and Winston Duke. Released here in the UK on the 2nd of May 2024 for a budget of 120 to 150 million. So far has made 66 million. This is all dollars. Australian. No, it's American as always.
I wish you'd worked out Australian so we can do it right.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I commit. Yeah, not the best box office, which I think is a damn shame because I really enjoyed this film.
Yes. It was everything I wanted it to be and a little bit more, if I'm honest.
Yeah. I will just want to, before I ask you your opinions, I do want to say I saw the first trailer a couple of months back and I got a little butt hyped for the film. I was like, this has potential. And then they had a second trailer come out And because we go to the movies quite a lot, you end up seeing the same trailer. And that second trailer really made me go, I'm not as...
It doesn't look as good.
It really undersells the movie. It makes it look a bit pants, to be honest. So if you've seen the trailer, hopefully it was the one from a couple of months back. Don't see anything else. Just go and see the movie. It's really good.
What people need to do is just listen to what we recommend, and they'll always have good films.
Absolutely.
That's it. Don't watch trailers. Just watch what we tell you to.
Honestly, it's one of the worst bits about going to the cinema for me is because I'm one of those people. I want to be in my seat relatively early because I don't want to have that argument with somebody that they're sitting in my seat. Happens too often, by the way. So you end up watching the same trailers over and over again, and that kind of can ruin films for you. But it's one of the side effects of argument. Seat-based anxiety, I suppose. That's what it has.
Yeah.
But Beardy, I've forgotten what the story was about. Can you give me some explanation?
Well, I don't know if you've heard about this guy called Colt Seavers. He's
Never
a
heard
stunt
of him.
man.
No. Was he a bounty hunter in the 80s?
Was he?
Yes, it was the previous.
Yeah. That's the premise. Yeah. The premise of. Yeah. Oh mate, it's been a day. I've told you it's been a day. So yeah, it's the story of this stuntman and sort of his life stunting, but it's more a love story between him and Emily Blunt's character, the
Jodie Marino.
Yeah, the camera lady who becomes director for this film, Metal Storm. By the way, fantastic name. Also based on a real film, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Metal Storm. Yeah, Metal Storm. It also had the same tagline, like it's high noon in the edge of the galaxy. So they stole pretty much the entire idea from an actual film, which I enjoy. But yeah, basically it's the Colt Seavers, the stuntman, sort of he's in this fling with Emily Blunt's character, and then tragedy happens, and he kind of falls out of that life, and he gets lured back into it on the behest that like she wants him there, but that's not really the case, and then. Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Tom Ryder, has gone missing, and he needs to find him. There's a fantastic part in the trailer, which I will no spoilers on this, but he gets sent to go find the star, the lead, because he's a stuntman, and no one will miss him if he's not there. Which
doesn't make any sense.
No,
it doesn't make
not
any sense. But you gotta roll with it to let the film.
Yeah,
film
the thing
happen.
is, it was. The comedy in it is fantastic. The choice of actors is brilliant. Hannah Waddingham plays her part outstandingly. And I do want to say that this seems like, as a film, a sort of like a love letter to stunt actors who are often forgotten.
Absolutely.
Maybe not forgotten by the actors, but forgotten by media as a whole. Like people who do all the hard stuff get hurt doing it. Some people disabled or die doing it. And this show shines some light on it, which is nice.
Yeah.
My other thought on the film is we've watched a lot of films this year that have this. They know what they are, and they're trying to stick to that. Boy Kills World, Argyle, stuff like that. But I think all of them have missed the mark very slightly. Whereas this one, I think, did it practically perfectly. I don't have very many critical things to say.
Neither do I, honestly.
Yeah.
I think you're right about saying it's a bit of a love letter. Certainly. In the marketing and in the premiere stuff, if you've seen any of that, there's a lot of a focus on the stuntmen and women who did a lot of the work on it. The end credits is a lot of the behind the scenes of how they did it, who was doing it, and things like that. I think over the last couple of years, stuntmen and women have got more credit. I think it's been brought to the forefront. Corridor Digital do Stuntmen React as a YouTube series.
Yes.
So I do think but more people are becoming aware of it, which is great because they do honestly fantastic work. And they're just kind of ignored most of the time. And these days,
100%.
They just get a face of somebody else slammed onto their face.
Which they comment on in the film, which makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based on something you said, I have a question. You are notorious for films finished, off I go, instantly. How much of the credits did you watch?
I watched it all.
To the end of the writing or to the end of the cutscenes?
I saw the post credits wrap up of the film. If there's anything after the little scene at the end, post movie like credits where they show you the behind the scenes. There's another secret scene. I haven't seen that.
Okay, so this is probably the longest you've stayed watching credits this year or in a while.
Oh, yeah. Well, you give me something worthwhile.
Okay.
I'll watch it. Also, I really didn't need a Wii. Normally, I really need a Wii.
Fair enough. It's a good excuse.
So, yeah, I refuse to go to the toilet during the movie unless I'm absolutely desperate or I hate the film. So...
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's all about stunts and in the marketing and the film, and it even set a world record. It's
I was going to say this, yes,
the most car flipperoos in a row, 8.5. So
yes,
most cannon rolls performed by a car,
which they actually obviously they mention it in the film as like it's a record, but in the end credits thing when they're going through the actual like stuntmen and acting stuff, the stuntmen like are celebrating it's a world record, which is quite nice as well.
Yeah.
Again, little hat tips to stuff like that, and just seeing the stuntmen doing their job and loving their job is quite nice.
Yeah. I thought this movie was great, just in general. I think you're absolutely right on your references to other films, knowing what they are, but not necessarily nailing it as well. I've specifically got a note here about Argyle, and skipping forward to like the end climax, but no spoilers. There's a lot of, it gets a little surreal perhaps. There's some action scenes, lots of big stunts, lots of bright colour explosions. And I really got reminded of Argyle going for a similar kind of ending sequence-ish kind of thing. Not with big stunt car flips and stuff, whatever. But it was a similar colour palette. It was a colour palette that kind of made me think Argyle. But it nailed it so much more because they're like, don't get me wrong, the CGI in this, they've got blue screen. You see it at the end in the credits.
Yeah.
But they did it in so much of a better way because Argyle's got that really weird wash over a lot of it, and you can see they're just standing on the blue screen and it's been done just all there. With this, you get all the fun, all the colour, all the explosions. You're like, yeah, this is done right. This is what I want. So
again, I think that this has been production. I don't know if you know this, but it's been in development since 2010.
I did know that.
You did?
Go on then. Tell me who was rumoured to be...
I may have this... how many people do you have? I have 5.
5 people. Go on.
Okay, cool.
Shall we do one after another? And shall we see if we even just copy and pasted the same list?
We probably have. What's your point? So this has been in development for 14 years, and I think that they made the right decision for Colt Seaver's character. Like, the people we're going to list in a second... You know what? They're all great. Well, most of them are great action heroes, and they'd be great. But I don't think they could do the comedy as well.
I don't think they'd nail the romance kind of flirtation stuff as well. Especially working from the list backwards. Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Hollywood's not a big fan of you at the moment, but you know,
Jason Statham,
Nicolas Cage,
Keanu Reeves,
and Tom Cruise. There's the list.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think Ryan Gosling is the absolute perfect
yeah.
person to play this role. He's got the he can do the action, he can do the funny charm, he can do the romance angle. That takes me to my main point, really. My favourite part of this film isn't the stunts, it's not the action, it's the chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Honestly, towards the latter end of the film where it starts to hype up into being, you know, as you expect it to transition into more of an action film, perhaps. I kind of, even though I was enjoying that, I still was going, kind of wish we had some more flirtatious Emily Blunt, Ryan Gosling stuff going on here. That's what it brought me to the dance. I've really enjoyed that.
So would telling the viewers what the situation between them, it's not really a spoiler, is it? I wouldn't say so. Like, no?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, they had a fling and then they kind of separated and now they're coming back together. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, pretty much. And obviously the fact that, as you'd expect in a sort of rom-com action film, she kind of tortures him a little bit about it for a while, and then suddenly things get a bit better, and the chemistry grows more. And they even the scene where they're talking about what the shots they're going to use in the film, and they're using the shots in the film that we watch. Oh, it's just so well done.
Yeah, there's a few meta like references to because basically the film they're making in the film. It reflects really well what the actual main characters are going through, so they can discuss it, and it's really like tongue in cheek. And there's a brilliant like split screen phone call At one point, Emily Blunt starts just casually putting on an alien arm costume and just stroking her face during it.
It's odd.
Yeah, no, I loved all of that. All of the meta references. There's some stuff about we've got problems with the third act and stuff like that because they're making a movie in the movie and they can get away with that sort of thing. It's fun, it's silly, and yeah. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed this film. I was sitting there with a big dumb smile on my face for most, if not all of it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. No, it honestly, even the small stuff as well. Like you say, it's a movie where they're making a movie, so they reference the fact they're making a movie. But then Ryan Gosling and Winston Duke's character keep making references to other movies they like. And it's really, really nice. It's what I imagine people working in that industry would do. Like... Yeah. I would be quoting stuff nonstop. I probably do in my own life. I don't even work in the industry. It's really well done, really well put together. And even the friendship between them, like he's kind of judging him hard about what happened and telling him he needs to just kind of get it together and do the job, but also he's his mate, so he wants to make sure he's okay. It's really well written. It's really good.
Yeah. No, I loved it. Honestly, I did. I think it might be my favorite film of the year. I can't really think of
I think so too.
Can't think of a contender for it. That I've enjoyed as much, like just as a spectacle, like just or maybe spectacle's not the right word because you've got like Dune 2, which is a spectacle in its own way, but this is entertainment. This is what I like in the cinema. I'm ready to go spoilers if you are.
I think so because there's more spoilers I want to talk about, and I want to gush over this for a longer time than I would any other film. So yeah,
thumbs up. I mean, how could it not be? I've just told you I love the movie. Big thumbs down from me, actually. Right. So that's us gushing over it, and now we can talk plot spoilery nonsense if we want to. Do you want to lead the way?
So again, there's a lot I want to talk about, but not all of it is spoiler based. But I guess in context it is. So, like I said at the beginning, he is sent to find Tom Ryder, who's gone missing, fallen in with a bad crowd. We find out what actually happened a bit later, and I will leave that for a tiny bit later because it's not relevant to this. But he goes to his apartment, and he's attacked by Tom Ryder's girlfriend at the time.
Tom Ryder's slightly idiotic movie star girlfriend who doesn't quite understand certain things.
And they're fighting. It turns out she's using a prop sword. It's ridiculous. And when she finds out he's the stuntman, they start chatting. She kind of has a go at him about the fact he's kind of no one. He's a povo, I think is the word she used. But they've been fighting. He got thrown through some glass. And so the fact that whilst he's talking, he's just emptying out the glass in his hood for like a minute. How is there so much glass?
It's so funny. He just keeps going. It's one take as well. He must have had so much like on this side of him so that he could just keep shaking it. And obviously the angle is slightly on more and more and more and more. Oh, so
I think the fact that small parts that are completely irrelevant like that are so funny and so well done speaks volumes about how well the film is. Like the parts that actually matter are insanely good. The drug scene, obviously, Tom Ryder's fallen in with a bad crowd. He buys drugs from this drug dealer who, again, even him, he's funny. You turn up and he's like, I need to see Tom Ryder. It's like, why does no one ever want to talk to the drug dealer? You know what? Fair play. That's actually really funny. Well done. Yeah. The fight scene's good. The fact that he gets drugged and he starts seeing unicorns everywhere, which I like the fact they keep referencing. The fact that he walks into a hotel room a bit later and there's just a unicorn standing off to the side.
Yeah, because
honestly, it took me longer than I'd like to admit to see that. But even the fact, so Tom Ryder, his character in this, he must have been using it as well, because I don't know if you noticed this on one of the sticky notes. There was one of the sticky notes said buy unicorn food.
I was trying to. Been using it. Yeah, I was trying to look at as many of those as I could because I was sure there was going to be some silly references and whatnot.
That's the main one that I saw, which stuck with me, which I really enjoyed. Yeah. Honestly, I think we could spend an hour talking about this and it wouldn't be enough. So I've said a bit. You say a bit.
Well, the big twist. Obviously, Ryan Gosling is basically brought to set to replace a stunt double, but really he's been brought over by the producer to help find Tom Ryder because he's a stuntman and no one will notice a stuntman snooping around. Doesn't make sense. Just don't worry about it. But it's a bloody massive setup, mate. It's a big old swerverino because he's actually been brought to a set essentially to be framed for the murder of Tom Ryder's essentially replacement
Previous.
stuntman,
Yeah.
who he accidentally killed by giving him a big kick in the chest, and he I guess he falls and smashes his head and things. So basically, but yeah, essentially just wanted him on set for a day or two to get him in the country, to scan his face, which is what we were kind of talking about earlier, so that they can put his digital likeness over Tom Ryder to frame him, and then kind of take the blame and get arrested. I think that as a plot point is really clever. It's fun and it's topical because there's a lot of concern about deepfakes and AI trickery online at the moment, and there will continue to be. One of the major points of the actors' strike last year was about scanning extras' faces or likenesses and just using them without permission for just forever. So I really like that as a plot, and I think as a silly bad guy scheme, pretty fun as well. Just a bit of a frame.
Yeah. No, honestly, I can't pick a particular part I want to talk about, because every time I start thinking about one, it links to another and links to another and links to another, and everything I love. One of the big standout points, I guess, is any sort of film like this where you've got a big action hero, action sequences, boy wants the girl. It's always very sort of suave and smooth, and the awkwardness between their relationship, even when things are going well, it feels a bit like they do the little finger guns thing, and she gets really weird about it and holsters the finger gun. It's just the awkward stuff that you do at the beginning of a flirtatious stage in a relationship, and it's really nice. Like
it's adorable cringiness. Like it felt real and genuine. 100%. It's really nice to watch. Genuinely, excellent.
Yeah, it felt completely sort of organic between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, which is quite nice. And then obviously she starts sort of liking him a bit more again, and he starts doing well in the job, which kind of helps that, and he starts feeling good in himself. But like when he first gets there and things are difficult, and he's just crying in the car listening to Taylor Swift, which is just
he was just chilling down, man. He's just chilling down.
He's just chilling down under, but you don't say that. No, it was so good. And to be fair, even the action sequences, like obviously it's a stunt film and the stunts need to be big. Yes, they broke a world record, but the bin truck scene going through Sydney, really well done, really well shot. The repeated little jokes to Jean-Claude, the dog that speaks French and has an instruction to bite balls, which they keep referring to over and over again, and they just keep talking to him in French, which I loved. Like they could have easily just left it at Jean-Claude attaque, but they keep actually talking to him. And I think at one point he says guard the cockatoo, in French.
It's just a bird in an apartment.
It's just I feel like this is our most disjointed one so far, because we're just so happy that we saw it.
I don't think so. I think it's fine. We are gushing a bit. I don't think we need to say too much more. I feel like this is it. So I'm just going to say at the end, because we are in full spoiler stuff. Fun Jason Momoa cameo as he's signed on after all of the shenanigans, after Tom Ryder's been blown up in the post-credit scene. He signs on to replace Tom Ryder as the lead. How much money would that cost, right? They're going to have to reshoot most of the film.
No, they just deepfake him.
Oh, he's got a completely different body type.
Yeah, I know.
The entire plot of the film is that the movie's... Well, the reason, I say, actually, because, it's the bad producers saying it, the reason why she wants Cole Sievers to go find Tom Ryder is because the movie's over budget, and if she gets the police involved... that it will all unravel and the movie will go down the toilet, and you don't want your ex-girlfriend's first film to be a flop, do you? So you can say, he's been manipulated a bit. But if it was over budget, let's just say it was, oh my God, those reshoot costs.
It'd be insane. And again, I know it's part of the charm and the funniness to it, but the film sounds and looks terrible.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
And... yeah, well, the fact that the main love interest is an alien called Aliana. It says everything you need. And the other one's just called Space Cowboy.
Yeah, he refers to himself as Tom Ryder while playing Space Cowboy, refers to himself as Space Cowboy. Oh my God.
It knows exactly what it was, and it did it well. I think more films need to take note on how to do this right.
I think it nailed it. I really do. Have you got anything else to add, or should we wrap up?
There's a load more I want to say, and I think there's loads more we could say, but if you're watching the podcast, go watch the film. It really deserves it. We need to get those box office numbers up.
Yeah, I can't believe it's doing so badly. 66 million on a budget of. I mean, it needs to make. Well, essentially, it needs to make 120 to break even on the lowest amount, and that's without marketing costs involved. So I don't quite know why. I mean, maybe it is that second trailer, like I was talking about. It does kind of do the film a bit dirty.
Yeah, it does,
but you would also thought, like, Ryan Gosling, not just off the back of his role as Ken.
Barbie.
I don't know, and there's not actually that much else out at the moment. I mean, Planet of the Apes is about to come out. What was out the other week? Challengers. I wouldn't have said Challengers would have been a challenge to this. Really?
Yeah. Smaller. I guess, like, say, Tarot, obviously, coming out. People should flood to see that.
I say it might be doing better. It might be picking up word of mouth kind of things. I'll try and keep an eye on it. The cinema was the busiest cinema screen I've been in a while, actually, last night when I saw it. So maybe... And I was going to go on Monday after I got back from holiday, and it was even busier then. It was bank holiday, of course.
Yes.
So maybe this is one of those things that is just going to roll and keep going, and it will make its money.
People like us will watch it, tell everyone else to watch it. Yeah. And there's nothing not to like. It's action, it's love, it's funny, it's relatively feel good. Yeah, you can't go wrong. It's a great film.
Also, Tom Ryder. Tom Ryder is the reason why Cole gets hurt in the first place, because he messes with the dials on one of the stunts and he breaks his back. That's because you think, maybe Tom Ryder, he's just been manipulated by his producer. Like he's accidentally killed a guy because he's a knob. But and now the producer's like manipulating him to do it. But also, he did try and kill his stuntman earlier, like a couple of years earlier. So he is a bad dude as well. All right, there we go. Beardy, take us home.
Once again, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you're driving or want to listen to us whilst you're asleep, Spotify is the place. If you want to see our beautiful faces, YouTube. Put it on a big screen. Put it on your TV. You need to see us in the highest resolution you have. On the streaming side of it, Bobby, you can find at Bobby Android on Twitch. I still haven't done anything yet. You're going to shout it anyway, so Beardy is when I get my stuff together. I'll be doing it there, but I'm not for now, so just don't find me. Just watch Bobby. He's better. That's what we've got to say. Watch the film. Until next time, thank you for watching, and we'll see you.
Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.